What a season on the ATP Tour. 2025 gave us rivalries, breakthrough stars, veteran grit, and pure tennis magic from coast to coast. Tonight, we take a look at top 30 players in the world, from number 30 all the way down to the man who finished the year alone at the summit of the sport. Before we continue, please take your time and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share with friends. We begin at number 30 with Alejandro Davidovich Fokina of Spain. At 26 years old, Davidovich Fokina showed resilience throughout the season, battling inconsistency but producing moments of brilliance with his speed and creativity. He proved he can challenge top players on his day, and heading into 2026, the expectation is that improved mental strength could finally unlock his true potential. At number 29 is young American Alex Mickelson. Just 21 years old, Mickelson enjoyed a breakthrough season in 2025, announcing himself as one of the most exciting prospects on the ATP Tour. His fearless approach and growing confidence helped him climb into the top 30. And in 2026, many believe he could push even higher and challenge the top 20. Number 28 is another American, Tommy Paul. At 28 years old, Paul delivered a steady but quieter season compared to previous years. While he didn't reach as many late-stage tournaments, his all-court ability kept him competitive throughout the year. Looking ahead to 2026, a return to deeper runs at Masters events seems well within reach. Sitting at number 27 is Poland's Hubert Hurkacz. Now 28, Hurkacz dealt with injuries that limited his consistency, but his serve remained one of the most dangerous weapons on tour. When healthy, he remains a nightmare matchup. And in 2026, fitness could be the key to another strong run, especially on grass. At number 26 is Russia's Karen Khachanov. At 29 years old, Khachanov relied on power, experience, and mental toughness to stay inside the top 30. His season was solid rather than spectacular, but his reliability keeps him dangerous. In 2026, he remains a player no one wants to face in big matches. Number 25 belongs to Sebastian Korda of the United States. At 25, Korda showed flashes of the talent that once made him one of the most talked about young players in tennis. Injuries and inconsistency slowed his momentum, but his smooth style and shot variety suggests that 2026 could be a breakout year if everything clicks. Coming in at number 24 is Argentina's Francisco Cerundolo. At 26, Cerundolo dominated during the clay season and proved he is expanding his game beyond just one surface. His 2025 campaign was one of growth, and in 2026, fans expect him to push deeper into big tournaments across all surfaces. At number 23 is Chile's Nicolas Jarry. 29 years old, Jarry used his height and power to trouble top players, especially on faster courts. His consistency improved throughout the year, and in 2026, he looks capable of becoming a regular presence in Masters quarterfinals and beyond. Number 22 sees France's Hugo Humbert. At 27, Humbert's left-handed style and flair made him one of the most entertaining players of 2025. While he struggled with consistency at times, his upside remains high, and 2026 could bring big results, particularly on indoor courts and grass. At number 21 is American star Ben Shelton. Just 23 years old, Shelton combined raw power with growing maturity to enjoy another impressive season. His massive serve and fearless attitude made him a crowd favorite. And in 2026, many believe he is on the brink of a Grand Slam semifinal breakthrough. Breaking into the top 20 at number 20 is Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime. At 25, Felix showed signs of revival after difficult seasons, finding better rhythm and confidence. His athleticism and shot making remain elite, and 2026 could mark a full return to the top 10 if he maintains momentum. At number 19 stands Bulgaria's Grigor Dimitrov. Now 34 years old, Dimitrov proved once again that class never fades. His elegant style and experience carried him through a strong 2025 season, and heading into 2026, he remains capable of upsetting any opponent on the biggest stages. Number 18 is Australia's Alex de Minaur. At 26, de Minaur relied on speed, defense, and relentless effort to stay competitive all year. While he may not overpower opponents, his consistency made him dangerous. In 2026, he looks set to become a regular feature in Grand Slam quarterfinals. At number 17 is Russia's Andrei Rublev. At 28, Rublev experienced an emotional season filled with highs and frustrations. His explosive forehand remains one of the most feared shots on tour, and in 2026, improved mental stability could push him back toward the top 10. Number 16 belongs to Taylor Fritz of the United States. At 27, Fritz delivered a solid and dependable season, consistently reaching later rounds and holding his position among the elite. In 2026, he remains a strong contender for Masters titles and deep slam runs. At number 15 is Italy's Lorenzo Musetti. Just 23 years old, Musetti's creativity and artistry stood out throughout 2025, particularly on clay. His confidence continues to grow, and in 2026, many expect him to make a serious push toward a Grand Slam semifinal. Number 14 sees Norway's Casper Ruud. At 26, Ruud remained one of the most consistent players on tour, especially during the clay season. Although a major breakthrough eluded him in 2025, 2026 could be the year he finally adds another major title run to his resume. At number 13 is Denmark's Holger Rune. At 22, Rune's fiery personality and aggressive style produced both spectacular wins and tough losses. His raw talent is undeniable, and in 2026, improved discipline and maturity could turn him into a true title contender. Number 12 belongs to Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas. At 27, Tsitsipas experienced a transitional year marked by adjustments and experimentation. While he didn't reach the heights of previous seasons, his talent remains unquestioned, and 2026 could see a strong return to Grand Slam finals. At number 11 is Daniil Medvedev of Russia. Now 29. Medvedev didn't dominate like in past years, but his tactical brilliance and defensive skills kept him among the elite. In 2026, he remains a constant threat, especially on hard courts. Cracking the top 10 at number 10 is Italy's delivered another powerful season, showcasing composure, precision, and mental strength. In 2026, he will carry the pressure and expectation of challenging for the number 1 spot. At number 9 is Germany's Alexander Zverev. At 28, Zverev continued his resurgence, rediscovering confidence and physical strength. His consistency improved throughout 2025, and in 2026, a Grand Slam title feels closer than ever. At number 8 is Russia's Andrei Rublev's season adjusted among the elite, highlighting the depth of competition at the top of the game. while players around him continued to battle for dominance. At number 7 is another reminder of the tour's competitiveness, with top players separated by the smallest margins as consistency defined ranking positions. At number 6, at just 22 years old, remained one of the most electrifying players in the world. His speed, power, and fearless mindset thrilled fans throughout 2025, and in 2026, multiple Grand Slam titles feel inevitable. At number 5, delivering moments of greatness and proving he can still compete with the very best. As 2026 approaches, the question isn't whether he can win again, but how many more historic moments he has left. At number 4, continued presence among the elite, showcasing his ability to adapt and survive in an increasingly physical era of tennis. At number 3 is Germany's Alexander Zverev, whose return to top-level consistency confirmed his status as a permanent fixture among the game's best. At number 2 is Italy's Yannick Sinner, calm, ruthless, and relentless throughout the season. His rise symbolizes the new generation's takeover, and in 2026, the world number 1 spot will be firmly in his sights. And finally, finishing the 2025 season as the world number 1 is Spain's Carlos Alcaraz. At just 22 years old, Alcaraz stands as the face of men's tennis, blending athleticism, creativity, and unshakable confidence. As we move into 2026, one thing is certain: the future of tennis has arrived and it is brighter than ever.